How do we save this fucking planet? We need to become better educated with how ecology works. So many solutions don't take into account how almost every problem we face is a result of habitat destruction. Here is one small example. Cutting down forests for logging / real estate / forest fires. Human activity that has led to erosion, landslides, flooding, extinction, more carbon in the atmosphere, monoculture wood springing up and being vulnerable to disease and allowing disease to spread quickly and out of control. 1. Move to sustainable and renewable energies. Most people are aware of the reasons here. 2. We have to close resource loops. Energy, water, materials. How can we reuse instead of recycle? We shouldn't be generating trash. 3. We need to decentralize agriculture and mimic ecological principles like permaculture does, permanent agriculture. This one is huge, and in my opinion the most poorly understood. Let me know if you want a longer explanation here. These problems will only magnify as the world population gets larger and as less developed countries catch up to the first world standard of life. Edit. I'm seriously so grateful to have so many people read this. Gives me that much more motivation to work on my permaculture front yard experiment. Because of this, save the planet. Protect the environment. People, yes. Okay. We are going to have to adjust our lifestyles. People, we, as a species will survive. The we are fucked notion is absurd. Millions, primarily in the third world, will die. But things will get worse. Because people won't give up flying around the world. Massive meat consumption. Absurdly inefficient vehicles and all the other things the individual can do to help. People, yes. Okay. We are going to have to adjust our lifestyles. Seriously, mention to someone that they should maybe cut their beef consumption in half, and suddenly it's yeah sure, but that won't do anything. How will we save the planet? Serious answer. The only real hope we have is for people in China, India, Russia, United States and Brazil to vote for people who care about the environment and for everyone to reduce as much as they can the use of plastics. But even then we might be too late. China and vote ironic. The planet is fine. The people are fucked. George Carlin. Stop voting for people who don't believe in science. Dismantle the fossil fuel industry instead of blaming rising temperatures on the moral failing of the commoners. I'm 100% on board to address climate change, but I don't think it's as much the fossil fuel industry's fault as people think. Sure, they make the product, gasoline, but they only do it because people buy it. We buy the gas. We burn it. We emit the CO2. They just fulfill a demand of ours. It takes a lot of effort to produce the gas society demands. It doesn't occur naturally. Chemical processes are required to produce it. If we bike more, carpool, move closer to work, buy more fuel efficient vehicles, we'll reduce CO2, and that takes no action on the part of industry. Start with promoting the idea that using birth control is okay, and that choosing not to have children is okay. Serious answer. We need to make improvements for the future. If the sea levels will rise, build dams and dikes to save the coastline. If the farmland shrinks, focus on higher yield crops. If the water will be in poor condition, create new filters and filtration methods. Nothing is hopeless. We just have more challenges. But these are actionary measures. After a while, that won't work anymore. Also, the cost of doing something big now to stop, or at least slow climate change before we reach the major forecast turning points will be less than doing a lot of small things to react to them later. We need to stop being passive bystanders and actually participate in government. If the government is not serving the will of its constituents, it needs to be replaced. I think we need to stop the rhetoric, saying things like save the planet, global warming is bad, save the rainforest are actually more harmful than good. Instead, we should be looking at specific actions that need to be taken with its intended consequences. Banning neonicotinoids because they are directly leading to a die-off of insects that are vital to our food supply. If we create global todo items that are specific have impact, and are logically achievable, we can actually action them. We have to be less tolerant of both stupidity in individuals and of corruption within power structures. We are boned. Corporate greed is killing the planet. Eliminate profit motive. Be more like Star Trek. Reduce your meat consumption to once per week. If that, stop buying stuff, thrift, or repair what you have. Wear stuff out. Get rid of your lawn. Replace with insect-friendly native plants. McMansion bad. Tiny house good. Plant trees that provide food and shelter for local wildlife, i.e. natives, not ornamental. Abandon single-use plastic, including bioplastic and disposable coffee cups/pods. Create a lifestyle in which you're not reliant on your car. Don't buy a new car. Travel sparingly and never buy private jet. Have a job that's environmentally beneficial, or work environmental benefits into your job. Get talking among friends, family, neighbors, colleagues. Inspire others. Have fewer children. Boycott and shame companies that engage in destructive practices. Read wisely. Be across the issues. Beware of greenwashing and PR spin. Guard against environmental damage locally. Be a good steward of your area. Vote, support, or become a green candidate. First of all, put out that fire in the Amazon. OMW. Recycle. Use less plastic. Protect natural habitats. Use solar, hydro, and nuclear power. And plant more trees. Also, stop doing shit bees. We need them to pollinate flowers and plants. Even if we didn't need them to pollinate, we should stop doing shot to bees. Societies ditch both consumption and expansionism as their primary drivers. This will never ever happen. First of all, you need to be nicer to it and stop insulting it by calling it a fucking planet. IDK, how to even save myself. Many of the solutions are already there. Solar has now taken over from fossil fuels. Pension and other funds are beginning to insist on factoring in climate change. China is beginning to invest more in ecological development. Europe is committing more, and there are many American cities that refuse to give up in the face of the current national policy. One growing area to study is biomimetics. Traditionally, science and technology develop new products and inventions from scientific principles, but many scientists are now looking to the natural world for ideas which can quickly bring greater economies and efficiencies. Nature has spent millennia evolving better and better systems, and we can evolve things faster ourselves by copying them. The real problem is probably not finding solutions. There already are solutions. The real problem is wealthy individuals, corporations and businesses, and governments that through force of habit, profit, ignorance/complacency have no desire to change. At some point they will have to wake up, and that is already happening to some degree. Some CS of corporations are banding together to try and change the corporation culture, which only accepts short-term profit at all cost. It might well take a large natural disaster to take place before there is a fundamental shift in attitude, but once that has been achieved, change and innovation can occur very quickly. A near example would be committing to war, for example, where entire industries can change in a few months, populations mobilized, etc. Planting trees is good but not nearly enough. Stop eating beef, dairy, and other animal agriculture products. This by itself isn't enough, but is likely to be one of the most significant easy changes any individual can make. Destroy all humans. Snap, Thanos. Just throwing this out there, but maybe don't have as many kids down the line. We are doing stuff like switching from plastic straws to paper and eating veggie burgers, but having one less child per household would have carbon savings in the multiple of hundreds to what we are currently doing now. We say that excess carbon emissions is causing global warming, and pollution is poisoning the air and plastic endangering the ocean. But in actuality, all of these are byproducts of massive increase in human population. If you have time, read about the reindeer at St. Matthew Island. We are following the same trend.